Hi guys, welcome back to Too Cool for Middle School. If you are new here, my name is Megan and I teach 6th grade history and 8th grade English in Southern California. This is my 7th year of teaching, and if I think back to year 1, I loved that year. I had a really fun year teaching, but if I think about my classroom, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I remember being really excited to go to a teacher store, and I got a couple of like borders, a little bit of butcher paper. I put up a few pictures of friends and family. That was about it, and it was totally fine. In the 7 years since then, I've kind of slowly acquired some more fun things for my classroom, and now it's actually really fun to have quite a few just like cool techie things and decorations and just a few fun things that I've been able to pick up over the years. The other cool thing for me is that since I have put so many years and effort into my YouTube channel now and my Instagram, that sometimes I'm able to get kind of like new educational products to test out with my students and then to show to you guys. So a lot of these things I didn't have to spend my own money on, and I'm really grateful for that. So while the majority of my classroom is very just like cheaply done, I mean essentially my classroom is cardstock paper and tablecloths. That's about it. That's pretty much all I have in here. But I do have a couple of just like extra fun, really cool things to share with you in case you happen to get a grant, or your department has some extra money, or you want to do a Donors Choose project. Something where you've got a little bit of cash to burn, you know? These things are definitely not essentials. If you are a new teacher, do not go out and spend all of your money on this stuff and think that you need it to be a good teacher. You definitely do not. But in case, for some reason, you get a hold of some cash, I'm gonna show you some fun ways to spend it. Okay, let's start with something kind of new to my classroom, but it's been a big hit. This is called a cue ball, and it is a throwable microphone. So it takes a little bit of setup. This has like a receiver that is connected to the speakers in my classroom. So let me show you how this works. I can take this part out. This part is the microphone. Turn it on here. Put it back in. And now you can hear me in my classroom speakers. Isn't that cool? Okay, if you take your hands off of it, let's see, like that. Okay, so then it kind of cuts out. So it cuts out if it thinks you're throwing it, which is good because we do throw it quite a bit. I'm getting kind of addicted to this thing. I've been using it for my announcements, and then if kids have questions, I can just throw this to them. We do a bunch of community circles in my class, so this works great for that.
My favorite summer activity is swimming.
And then pick a person and throw it to them.
Here. No, no!
What? IIQ.
My favorite activity for summer is sleeping.
Now throw it.
That's high IQ.
My favorite summer activity is playing games.
My favorite summer activity is going to after school.
No.
My favorite activity is playing Minecraft. Yes. On Xbox 360. Join the Minecraft squad.
No.
I actually have a
Hello. Testing. Okay. My favorite summer activity is traveling. My favorite summer activity is sleeping.
My favorite summer activity is going to art center for summer.
My favorite summer activity is watching. My favorite summer activity is going on a road trip. My favorite summer activity is eating. How do you know? Oh my god, never knew. I'm really good at
And really, like, our community circles had been getting a little bit lame lately, and people didn't really want to participate, but when they find out that they get to catch this ball and then speak into it, then all of a sudden your participation goes way up. It's great to be able to hear everyone a little bit better, and it's just super fun. And I have wild 6th graders who are also not super coordinated. So even if they don't catch it, it's okay because it has so much padding that it's perfectly fine and they can just pick it up off the floor. So this has been a blast. And again, it's called a cue ball. So if you are interested in getting one of these for your classroom, I will link it down below. I feel like it would be pretty easy to write a grant for this or some kind of like a donors choose project and just talk about student voice. I also found another product that's really similar. This one is called a catch box, and so it's essentially the same thing. It has a microphone inside of like a squishy container. But what I love about this one is that you can customize it. So I got Too Cool for Middle School right here. I can't believe that I have this on a thing in my classroom. It was so cool. I showed my students today, they were all excited. And then I just put different images on every side. So the cool thing about this one is that when you throw it to somebody, let's say if they end up on a pencil, maybe they have to answer a question about their favorite type of story. Or if they land on the book, they have to tell us the book that they're reading right now. And if they land on the backpack, they tell us, I don't know, their favorite school supply. You could use this as like a way to get to know students in the beginning of the year. You could just attach like different meanings to every side each time that you do community circles or you do any kind of an activity where you share out. And then you can just also put your name on the front. I think this is so cool. So I love using both of these in my classroom. It's a little bit extra to have two. I know you could just do one or the other, but this one is a little bit more expensive, but it is customizable and I love that. It also has like this little handle on the bottom. So this one is amazing. And the cue ball is a little bit cheaper, but the kids do love throwing that one around and just trying to destroy it and give me a heart attack. Since this is behind me and I get so many questions about this poster, let's talk about it. So I, of course, am obsessed with Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm obsessed with Hamilton. I'm obsessed with In the Heights. And obviously I follow Lin-Manuel Miranda on Twitter, so I always loved this Good Morning tweet in particular. You won't be surprised to know that I also have the book version of all of his Good Morning and Good Night tweets. But long before that book was ever published, I just went on Vistaprint and ordered this poster. This is what my students and I say every day before we start class. So I just wanted to have it up visually so that my students could read it, and this is just kind of something that sets the tone of my classroom. So of course I just printed out a little Starbucks and a little Lin head and taped it to my board here. So I don't sell these because these are not my words, but you could put any words that you want on these posters from Vistaprint. And this is also something that's a little bit on the pricier side, so there's no, you know, pressing need to do this, but if you do ever want to get anything printed up, I did mine through Vistaprint. Here's another non-essential. I actually didn't even buy this for my class. This was a Christmas gift that I got for Derek a couple years ago, but we just weren't really using this in our house as much as we thought we would. So this is a cajon, but it works really well as flexible seating. So I like to sit on this. I actually encourage my students to sit on this. I want them to sit here and play me some cool music. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think this is something really cool to have in your classroom. So if you happen to have one lying around or you see one at like a yard sale or something, I think it's a cool thing to have in your classroom. This chair was not meant to be part of this video, but I have a feeling it's in the background of a lot of shots. I got this at Target. Today we had this like summer theme day where you're supposed to dress like summer, so I just sat around in this in my classroom all day. And now I think I'm just gonna leave it here because it kind of works. Another really fun non-essential is having a classroom stage. This one was sent to me by Classy Stages on Etsy, and so they custom build these for you. This is a large one. They have smaller ones, but I feel like anything smaller than this is probably too small. So I love to stand on this when I'm being dramatic and trying to get my students' attention. I love to have them stand on it when they're doing presentations. You can customize the message right here. So mine says, "Your voice matters." And another really cool thing about these is that they double as storage. So you can also put things inside here. I actually haven't yet, but this came in really handy when I was doing some escape rooms. I was able to hide some clues in here and stuff. And I think it's just such a fun thing to have at the front of your room. Apparently all of my cool stuff is like situated very low in my classroom. So the next thing I have talked about before, I love a doorbell, a wireless doorbell. This was my first one that my students broke. This is my next one, my updated one. and they attach to your wall like really, really well. So I wasn't able to even get this one off. I would just have to put in way too much effort. So I just put another one right here. Oh, I'm sitting in front of the sensor. Okay. Here is the sensor. So sometimes people will put this on like a keychain and just carry it around with them so that wherever they are, they can get their students' attention. I just put it at the front of the room so I wouldn't lose it, because I tend to lose things. And that's usually where I give directions from, so I can just push this at any time. Okay, I'm back in my pineapple chair to talk about 2 more things that are more just fun for you, maybe a little more so than your students. So these little keychain things seem to be like all the rage with teachers, and they are super cute. I really like this one. This is from Lily Pop Beads. This totally matches my classroom and everything. Like if I ever left this in the teacher's lounge or by the copier or anything, they would definitely know this belonged to me. And then I also think it's fun to get a personalized planner. I got this one from For the Love of Pie, and I think her shop is open now. A lot of times it's like closed during the school year because she's a teacher, but then in the summertime she opens it back up and does really cute personalized teacher planners. So I have a full review on this one up on my channel from last summer, I believe, so I can link that for you. But it's just kind of fun to have like our own cute teacher things. Oh wait, let me show you one more thing. This is another one of my favorite things in my classroom. This is my personalized clipboard from the hipster art teacher. You just tell her like what your obsession is and your name, and then she puts it on a clipboard for you. She's so creative and does such a good job. So of course I have the Schuyler sisters and Hamilton on mine, and I love any excuse to pull this out. Okay, so that's everything I can think of for now. And again, I just want to reiterate that you do not need to have a bunch of bells and whistles, you know, doorbells in your classroom in order to be a good teacher. But sometimes there are ways to get money for non-essentials, and things like a throwable microphone or musical flexible seating can really make your classroom a special place. And we have to spend so many hours in here day after day that it's kind of nice to have a few things that you know are just going to bring a smile to your face or to your students' faces. So I will provide links to everything down below. You can check those out if you're interested, and it is almost summer. Actually, I think when this video goes up, it's going to be the last day of school for me. So I'm gonna have more time. I'm gonna start uploading every Wednesday at 4 o'clock and every Sunday at 6 a.m. So I am happily accepting video ideas. So if you have anything you'd like me to make a video on, leave some suggestions in the comments down below. I mean, I have like 400 videos already, so I might already have a video on it, but I'm still always learning so many new things and coming up with more fun video ideas. So I will be making a lot more over the summer, and I'm excited to see what you guys want to see. Thanks for watching today's video, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.